Hello, my name is Sally and I am one of the makeup artists working with Look Fabulous Forever, which is skincare, makeup and hair care specifically designed for the older face. Today, what I'd like to do is to share with you and show you a glamorous party look perfect for the festive season. And I'm going to be using our single non-shimmer eye shades and our fabulous brushes that we have specifically for eye makeup. I have done all my makeup except my eye makeup. So I've put on my eye primer, but I haven't got any eyeshadow and I haven't got any mascara. I have used my Bring Back Brow in Blonde. And obviously I've got my base and I've got my blusher, my bronzer and my lips on. But I want to focus today on a slightly party eye makeup look that hopefully you'll be able to recreate. The first colour I'm going to use today, although I am warmer, I'm actually going to go for a slightly cooler look because I've got blue eyes, so I'm going to do that. Because I've gone for the warmer lipstick, I can do that. So you can play around a little bit with the eye shades. And I'm going to start off by using this shade, which is called Pewter Grey. Really pretty colour. And I am going to take this brush. This is the eyeshadow brush number 7. So it's a slightly bigger, slightly fluffier brush. And I'm going to just take it up. And what I'm going to do is put it all over my lid. This is such an easy brush to use, particularly when you're putting colour in a larger area and then when you're blending. It's a brilliant blender brush because it's slightly softer, slightly bigger. Make sure when you're putting your first layer or your base colour on that you actually put enough of the colour on. It's very easy to put it on, dab it on, and it looks a little bit patchy. But if you're going to put a second colour, a stronger colour over your base colour, you need that first colour to be really well applied. So don't worry about putting too much on. The secret is building it up and blending it. If you find that when you put eyeshadow on, it spills a little bit, you can see I've got a little bit of spillage there. Top tip is to take a little bit of your translucent powder and just put it just on those outer corners here, so that if you get spillage, you can dust it away at the end. So I'm bringing it to just above the crease line so that you can still see the colour pewter just above here, because I'm going to be putting a stronger colour on as well. So I need to have that base so that you can, when you look straight on in the mirror, you can still see that colour. And if you've got hooded eyes, that area will be actually quite high. You'll be putting it on higher than you feel is right, but it needs to be so that you can still see it when your eyes open. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to be quite bold, and I'm going to take Midnight Blue, which is this one. I often use Midnight Blue to define my eyes, but because I'm going for a slightly stronger festive look, I'm going to use that colour in my socket line. And that's where this brush is really good. It's a slightly smaller eyeshadow brush. It's brush number 9. And it just allows you to put it in a more defined area than the larger brush, which I'll go back and use to blend. So there are different ways to do this. You can either just do it freehand. As you get older, you probably will find, as I have done, I used to have lovely smooth area here. Because I am quite animated, they're laughter lines, so I don't want to not have them. But the lines that I've got here mean that when I put eyeshadow on there, it can look a little bit messy. So know that you're not alone if that happens to you. So you can either, if that's the case, rather than trying to do it in one perfect shape, you can sort of tap it in like that, rather than doing that. you might find that's an easier way of doing it. Or you might want to hold up this. So you're holding up a cotton pad and literally using it as a stencil, because you want the dark bit to be just above the crease in a sort of like a you're doing a windscreen wiper effect. So it looks very scary at this point because you're putting quite a dark colour on, and I haven't blended it. I'm now going to bring it down in that sort of area. And this is the time when most women freak because it looks very strong and quite scary. So don't worry, you're not there yet. So let's just do the other side. What I'm going to do now is go back with this brush and blend. So you can have a play with all of the single eye shades, and you might want to use charcoal. That's a really nice one to use, or aubergine, or if you're wearing browns, the chocolate brown as this darker colour. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to use a third colour. I'm going to use, again, it looks a bit of a scary colour, powder blue, but it's quite fun for if you're going out and you want a little bit of a lighter colour. So I'm going to put that just in the centre. Give a little pop of light. Even though I am warm in colouring, I do often wear a nice warm navy with some warm accessories for evening, and a little bit there and there as well. So sometimes wearing the blues actually is really fun to do. So what I now need to do, I definitely need to define my eyes. It's all eyeshadow at the moment and it does look very sort of eyeshadow heavy. So what I'm going to do now is to use my wedge brush number 8. I'm going back in with the Midnight Blue, this one. I'm going to use it as an eyeliner. So you can, I've got a little tiny bit of water. You can make your brush very, very slightly damp if you want to, or you can just use it dry. And then I'm going to take a little bit of the blue onto my wedge brush. Then I'm going to just take off the excess, and I am going to create an eyeliner effect. I tend to start at the outside and just press the brush into the base of the lashes, which will just make your lashes look thicker. You can use the soft eyeliners as well if you want to, but I'm just going to show you that you can use just eyeshadow to make this look work. The secret to this is to get it really close to the lashes so that you don't have a gap between the lashes and the line that you've drawn. And I lift it very slightly at the outer edge just to have the added benefit of lifting my eyes a little bit. I'm going to do some underneath now, again as close to the lashes as you can. You might not want to do this, you might want to use a lighter colour, but I'm going for quite a dramatic effect today, so I have gone for the darker blue underneath. But you could use the pewter grey if you didn't want it to look quite so dark underneath. Because I want a slightly more festive, glamorous look, I'm going to use a tiny amount of Sheer Brilliance lid colour in Silver Mist. Now this one has got a tiny bit, it's not glitzy, it's just slightly brilliant, so that's what it's called, Sheer Brilliance. So I'm going to just put a little bit just in the centre. So that just means that it's got a little bit of light in the centre over the powder blue, and it will just pop the eye forward a bit. I quite like to use it also just in the sort of inner V, just there and there. It's quite a sticky product, so that's why you do that after you have put on your eyeshadow. What I like to do is to just take a cotton bud and just blend it a little bit with a cotton bud. Just let that dry. I'm just going to take my powder brush now and just dust away where there is any eyeshadow spillage, and that just gets rid of that without ruining the foundation. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I am going to give myself some mascara because my lashes are very, very fair. So I'm going to use my eyelash curlers, first of all. And I am going to be using Live Lash Mascara in Black Waterproof. So I might get hot on my festive party. So I don't want anything to run. And this is a beautiful product that just glides onto the lashes without being clumpy. So if you've gone for a slightly dramatic effect, really nice to put mascara on, particularly the top lashes. You might not want to put it on the bottom, but everything will come together when you've got your mascara on. Take your time doing this because a blob of mascara is such a pain when you've done everything else. You've then got to remove it, which I would do with just a cotton bud dipped into your foundation or your Light Look Beauty Balm is the best way to remove a blob. What I like to do right at the end is just to take a little bit of my concealer. So I'm using concealer number 2, just to make sure that there's no little spots, or just to get rid of any little blobs that you might have made. So there we have a slightly stronger, slightly different colours for me, look for the party season. I'm going to be wearing I've got a really nice sort of velvety navy dress, so I will be putting that on later and going out to the party. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and if you've got any questions or comments, we would really love to hear from you. But just enjoy playing and using the brushes to blend and to be able to apply it in the right place. And I hope you've enjoyed watching today, and I look forward to seeing you again really soon. Thank you so much. Bye bye.